Yeah. Hey there. I guess we're live now.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah.
How's it going? Hope everybody's doing great today. So let me start this live session. I'm the CEO and the founder of BitRewards. And this is the session of Ask Me Anything. It's actually Ask Us Anything, because I'm here with Alexander Nevidimov, who's my great comrade and my big friend, and also he's a great mind and super professional. So Alex, just introduce yourself briefly, if you will.
Yeah, I'm Alex. I'm a CTO of BitRewards, and my background is competitive programming contests. I've won several of them, and then I was a team lead of Bitcoin mining pool, of one of the largest Bitcoin mining pools, and now I'm leading the development of BitRewards and Gifted.
Yeah, great. So Alex is actually, he's very modest. So he was a real champion. So he's a real athlete developer. Yeah, so he won. He's a champion in coding, in development, and he was also, he worked for one of the biggest Bitcoin mining pools from as far back as 2012. So he knows everything about the blockchain from way back when. So if you want to speak about technology, so he's your first destination, and so use this opportunity actually to talk to him.
Please ask your questions in comments or whatever you want.
Yeah. Okay. So that's cool. So let me just briefly tell you what we plan to do here and what we're expecting from this Ask Us Anything session. So we want for it to be the super easy, super friendly, and light session. We just want to convey what's in our minds, in the heads of us, the founders of BitRewards, what's in there, just transfer it directly into your brain. Here, through the blockchain. Blockchain is the transfer of value, and we will be transferring the thoughts. Among the other things we wanted to discuss, we gathered quite a few of the questions from the a very active minority of our community and fans, and the questions will be about the development of BitRewards, obviously, then of course the state of the market, which raises quite a lot of concerns, and about BitRewards' place in this market in these quite turbulent times. Of course, we're going to talk about some of the features of the products and the product roadmap, and as well, one of the most interesting questions is about the partnerships. And this one will show that our business model is super robust and strong, and that we're developing quite well. So also we wanted to make this session right at this time, because we're opening our whitelist pre-sale on the 9th of April. And so we encourage you also to participate in our ICO. So it's the whitelist pre-sale is going to be for 3 days only. It's going to be followed by the main sale on the 12th of April. So please support us, for which we're going to be extremely appreciative. Also, I want just to thank you for being with us as well, and also wanted for you to be just a little bit patient, because we will try to make this session extremely informative and interesting for you guys. But we won't be able to skip the boring parts altogether. So, but we'll still try to show you some of the videos and some of the demos of the products, and we'll try to be a little bit more entertaining. So bear with us, and without further ado, let's get to what BitRewards is and about what kind of the product is. And now we will show you the video.
Alex. Just a moment. Maybe we should wear the AirPods, because the sound will be better.
Yeah, the sound's going to be better. Yes, we will show you the video, and at the same time we will wear our earphones. Yeah, so let me just share the screen with you real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sharing the screen. Yeah, it's not a very easy thing.
Where is that video?
The video should be
here. Yeah.
Yeah, in here.
Ah, all right. Yep, just a minute. No.
Yeah, just bear with us for a moment.
Yeah, here we go.
We all make a lot of purchases every day. Most of them bring us nice bonuses, accumulated on countless cards. Unfortunately, we lose those bonuses, all because of the absence of a single system of bonus accumulation. No more losses, as we have...
Yeah. Sorry for that. Yeah, we found that the translation from Telegram simply doesn't work. Yeah, sorry for that.
Yeah, so we will show you the video just like in a moment.
Yeah, we will show it later. We will just place a link on the video later because like it's just a technical problem.
Yeah, so now we will
head to the questions, I believe.
Yeah, so I wanted to show you like the demo of the product, like how the let me show you how the product works real quick. All right.
No, this one.
Yeah. So what the product is going to look like from with the eyes of the customer at the merchant's website. So usually the customer will just like come and pick some item, and upon adding to the cart, he might see the invite into the loyalty program, and you see right away here that he was offered for the purchase of this product 599 bit tokens. And so we need to only to either log in here with social networks or with the with email, and it's super quick. So it literally is done in one in one step, and you're receiving the BitRewards tokens right away. So it's literally like super easy and very simple. So in this way, you obviously created the right away the blockchain crypto wallet with already some amount of the cryptocurrency for the ordinary customer. So for the customer, it's absolutely painless and frictionless operation, obviously. And and how can the customers actually redeem these bit tokens? So in the same store, he will be able to actually, on the checkout, he will see some interface, how they can use their tokens, how they can redeem it towards these purchases. So for instance, the total order amount is $128, and they may choose to apply 200 bit tokens or 300 bit tokens rather, and the total payment in the fiat currency is $38. So this is pretty much how it might look. Of course, all the interfaces are going to be customizable, and but generally the user experience, the customer journey should be and will be like absolutely smooth and simple. So after that, the user will need just to pay in the fiat currency the remaining amount. So that's pretty much what BitRewards, how BitRewards works. So just a small recap. Yeah. Okay. Just a small recap. What BitRewards is as a product is. So it's a rewards and loyalty system that online stores install on the top of their websites, and which in turn enables them to reward their users for their purchases and for the purchases of their friends with cryptocurrency. So we're saying that we allow for mining of cryptocurrency through purchases. But what's remarkable is that not only the purchases can be remunerated, but a lot of other actions, configurable actions, such as shares and likes and tweets and Steemit and other social actions like the product reviews, website feedbacks, bug reports, like actually some airdrops, or even giveaways of the coupons on some conferences or meetups. Anything that's valuable for the merchant can be remunerated with cryptocurrency or otherwise. So the value is pretty high for any merchant, because you may think of it as actually an ICO bounty, crypto bounty campaign. And for you guys, like for the crypto community, it's quite an easy meme. It's very easy to imagine what it brings. But this gives BitRewards gives the opportunity to the simple merchants to use the crypto bounty campaign for their online stores, which is pretty remarkable.
Yep.
So without further ado, let's get down to the questions that we've gathered from our community. And so here they are. Let's start with the first one. Hold on. Just bear with us for a moment. Yeah. So let's start with the first one. So we're going to read the question and also the names of the authors. And as well, we wanted to say that the best authors of the questions, they're going to be remunerated. We will pick one good question or set of questions, and we will give one Ether worth of in BitRewards tokens to this one author for the best set of questions, and we will also reward all of our fans and community who will subscribe to our to the Google form here in the link in the comments to this video. And you will be able to receive 40% of the bonus towards your contribution in BitRewards tokens. So let's get down to the questions, guys. And the first one is from Kim Verde from Copenhagen, from Denmark. And it sounds like BitRewards becomes a global success, and the happy online shoppers with bits in their crypto wallets start to use them outside BitRewards ecosystem, like in real shops, cafes, taxis, and so on. Will the speed of transactions on the Ethereum network deliver a satisfying experiences for the involved parties in that situations? And will you be looking for faster blockchain technology in times ahead? Best regards. So this is a like a tech question. So
yeah, that's totally a tech question.
Let's address it to Alex here.
Yeah. So of course, this like maybe number one technical question that we receive from people, and the answer here, the main answer here is Raiden network. So we are waiting for the Raiden network, and it will solve the issue of the scalability of the number of transactions and of the commission fees also. But the Raiden network is still under the development, and while we are waiting for it, we will follow that approach of like a semi-centralized system. So what do I mean? Like about 95 transactions inside our system are between the merchant and the customer. So these are the transactions of rewarding the customers with bit tokens. And we are going to put these transactions off the chain. So they will not be fixed on the blockchain until the Raiden network is released. And but when the customer wants to withdraw their tokens, they have this possibility, of course, and this goes on the blockchain. So that's how it works. And I want to say that in a philosophical sense, it is close to how Neo blockchain evolves. So Neo blockchain currently it is a pretty much centralized system. They have just 7 servers handling all the validating all the blockchain changes, and this solves their problem of scalability. And later they are going to increase the number of servers and so on. And this is actually the way that we are going through. So anyway, if we find that some technology suits us better than Ethereum network, we may switch to it later. So we are building a blockchain agnostic solution, and doesn't depend on some specific blockchain features too much. So that's our plan. But anyway, currently we think that Ethereum works for us.
We studied other, like we did the research on other systems. What's like NEM as well? Yeah. What else?
Yeah, EOS is currently under development. Yeah.
Yes.
So the Ethereum looks good. It is well tested. It is well known. It is accepted by the community, and there are many tools for the Ethereum network. So it suits us good, and it is a solution for now.
Yeah, we like the technology of NEO, like which we'll be emulating, like kind of, and conceptually it's going to be similar to what NEO is doing. But why we are choosing Ethereum? Because we're thinking that it's the most widely accepted now, and it has the most use cases that were tested on the Ethereum network. Because this is what's important for the blockchain. Because quite a few of different use cases and different scenarios which were untested before, you can only hypothesize. You cannot tell beforehand how it's going to work before they are tested. So that's why we're using Ethereum. We're pretty like actually positive about their development. We're thinking that they're brilliant guys, and the team behind the Ethereum Foundation is absolutely like bright, and like they're super bright and enlightened minds. And we're big believers in Ethereum.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's right. Besides, don't forget, guys, so I think that we will be also touching upon this point further, that like actually there is either Enterprise Ethereum Alliance, which is now becoming widely accepted by a lot of corporations and enterprises, among which there are Microsoft, MasterCard, MetaPlus Plus, and quite a few of different other ones. So yeah. That's probably it. Yeah, let's get down to the next one. And the question goes from Luis Miguel Aguilar. We usually hear from the entrepreneurs and creative people their own story about the moment in which they decided to release their project, how it came about, what they were doing at that right moment. For example, buying food at a party, traveling anywhere, etc. So what's the story of BitRewards teams and how it was founded? Well, it's a great question. Yeah, thank you very much, Luis Miguel. I'm a banking and financial guy. I worked in banks for more than 15 years, and I finished my banking career deliberately more than 5 years ago in order to found the tech company, and the company was started creating the web apps and mobile apps for its clients. And there was one side project which was about the gift cards, digital gift cards in mobile apps. And that's gave us a nudge on the path of using the gift cards and applying the gift cards to solutions of the merchants and of the businesses as the incentive mechanism. So I was thinking about it as like about a financial tool, financial product that can incentivize the different actions of the customers, of our clients. So that's how we started creating the Gifted, which is a rewards and loyalty platform for the online stores. And we have more than 500 customers, online stores. And Gifted has a unique value proposition, so it increases actually the revenue of our merchants by, on average, more than 17%. We have this precise figure because we measured it. And and BitRewards is actually a blockchain spin-off from this successful business. Which allows now to also, because of the cryptocurrency and because of the use of the blockchain, also to bring a lot of value, a lot of additional value to the customers. And also, the merchants need the loyalty programs, and we think that why is BitRewards so valuable for the merchants? Because, like, do you know what Amazon.com's conversion rates among its Prime members is? It's actually, it's an unbelievably high figure. It's a whopping 74%. So literally 3 people out of 4 who are coming to the Amazon website, they're buying something. And Prime members, they are in the loyalty program of Amazon. So, and actually for the non-Prime members, the conversion is still at 13%. And that's 4 times the average rate of only 3.3% for the average online retailers. And it's pretty clear why, because the big brands apply all the necessary loyalty solutions and techniques and different mechanics to acquire, to activate, to retain their users at their online stores. And it all works. But when you come to the website of the small and medium-sized merchants, you pretty much don't know what you will get. The product or service can be great, but usually the tools, when they try to convert the customer, like the user into the buyer, these tools either don't exist or they're poorly designed, and that reflects on the bottom line of the business. So that's why the conversion rates for the small and medium-sized merchants in the online retail barely exceed just 1%. So that's why it makes sense, like total sense, to use the loyalty programs. And that's why it's so valuable, because they need to make this 1%, this one user out of 100 to buy more and to buy more often.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that we are receiving like many questions in chat and Telegram chat, also in the YouTube comments, some questions.
Yeah,
that's great. Yeah, we are going to answer it after the questions we received by email, because we've received like many questions in advance.
Yeah, so some of the questions that we will not touch upon in this live session, we will definitely like to try to address after we've got the questions, all the questions that we have now answered.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get to the next one. Considering the cryptocurrency's current trend and hoping this is not a scam, how confident you are that BitRewards can survive the market? The question is from Dante A. Kalepetia. And another question that we bundled up, because it's pretty similar, from Stephen Robinson, is, hey Alex, the price of Bitcoin and other altcoins are very volatile. Since the beginning of this year, billions of dollars have been wiped off the market. Billions of dollars, I doubt that.
Oh, that's probably more.
I think that hundreds of billions of dollars already been wiped out. Yeah, which is not an easy thing. Assuming that the cryptocurrency sphere will remain volatile, how will the BIT token be affected? For example, you predict the price of BIT rising steadily over the next few years to 2020. How sure can you be about this prediction, and what factors could adversely influence the price of BIT so that instead of rising, it may fall? I look forward to your response. Great, thank you. And there's another question which is similar from Roger Pearsall. These days, most crypto is in red. How will BitRewards differ from the red? Well, BitRewards colors are orange, first of all. But yeah, thank you guys for these questions. They're great, and they're like extremely sensitive now, particularly like at this point of time. Yeah, because the markets tanked during recent, like already several months. They're going down, and so the question is, probably I would split it into 2 parts. So one is about the market and our outlook, and what's the position of BitRewards and how our business model suits the current state of the market, how it can stay afloat, and why is it robust and strong. Well, first of all, speaking about the market, I can say that we're, of course, seeing that the markets become quite negative, like they acquired quite a negative sentiment over recent several weeks. But actually, like if you look at the big picture, then like you would see that in March of 2017, Bitcoin was worth $850. It was below $1,000. So this year, this March, it was like close to it was over $8,000. Now it's like below 7, right? So still the market is it's a secular bullish market yearly, like year on year. It demonstrates like a steady growth. So we're thinking that the markets, yeah, they are volatile, but they're volatile just because the markets are in the markets of cryptocurrencies and the technology of blockchain. They're in the very early stage of its adoption. So that's why I just wanted to show you this picture real quick. Like if we can, just to show you about the adoption of the technology and where we are with the blockchain.
Yeah, let me help him.
Just go there.
So what are we showing now?
Yeah. There we go.
No.
Does it work?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hold on. Yeah. I don't know whether or not you're seeing it, guys.
Oh, they're seeing it works.
Yeah, so there we go. Yeah, so like overall, you can see that this is the chart, a very peculiar one actually, with the adoption of different technologies over a different course of time. And so you see that it really took some time for the technologies to adopt in the beginning of the 20th century, but now it's actually...
Yeah, let's sort it this way because it doesn't work when it is with this full screen.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry for that. Like some technical difficulties. Yeah, it's actually the demonstration mode. Okay, so the markets, you see that the adoption of different technologies, this one is telephone, like the telephone, like phone lines. The adoption was at a pretty steady pace over the course of time, and you see that starting from 1990s, the adoption was just like it really skyrockets right away. So because the communication became much easier and much smoother and more transparent and fast and cheap. And we're seeing where the blockchain is. So the blockchain and cryptocurrencies, they're just below 1% today. So the markets are in the very beginning. The markets are at the inception. So that's why, yeah, of course, having the Bitcoin losing 50% of the value and the Ethereum losing 70% of the value is probably scary. But please don't forget, guys, that the markets are very young. They will, just like you can imagine where they will go when these figures are going to be in at least like 40 to 50% of the adoption, because there's no doubt that the blockchain is adopting, that the big enterprises and the primary businesses and traditional businesses, traditional spheres are trying to adopt this technology. So this is only the question of time, in our opinion, how the blockchain will be used. So we're barely scratching the surface with the application and with the adoption of blockchain. So that's why we're thinking that, yeah, please don't bring any money that you can't afford to lose to this market. But we're big believers in the blockchain and in cryptocurrencies. So this is one of the bird's eye view concept that we're considering quite seriously. And as well, you need to consider that now the total market cap of cryptocurrencies is just above $250 billion. So this entire asset class of cryptocurrencies, which is new, yeah, is so tiny that it's a joke. So actually, the gold market, the market of gold is estimated at several trillions of dollars, up to 10 trillions of dollars today. And this is gold only. This is not all the precious metals, but the entire market cap of cryptocurrencies is $250 billion. it's ridiculous. So it's definitely bound to change. And with the adoption of technologies, blockchain technology, and of cryptocurrencies into the traditional financial system, there's no way that it's going to continue like that, because like actually now also the markets are pretty volatile, because there's no there are no derivatives. So pretty much the cryptocurrencies are traded in the spot market. Everything that we're seeing, almost everything that we're seeing is spot today. So that's why the markets are so volatile. Also, the part of the reason of the volatility is that quite a few of the players there are non-professional players. But actually, if we're thinking about the news that provoked this downside trend and the market dive, we're seeing the regulations that actually were quite scary, that the regulations now that they're going to change something. But in reality, we're looking at this news as being quite positive in the longer term for the market, because they will give actually to the market the new blood. So they will bring the new people into this market, and the adoption will rise, and in this way, of course, the amounts and the total market cap of the cryptocurrencies are going to grow. So hopefully this answered.
Yeah, just wanted to say a quick question from Lee Admirable. Hi, Alex and Alex. You mentioned you have the working business. I just want to know if your clients are ready to invest and participate in your BitRewards program. Please name them if yes. We will certainly name them like a bit later.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll have to close the...
Yeah, we'll be speaking about the partnerships.
Yeah, please listen.
Yeah. So the second part of the of the question is why is BitRewards like how the BitRewards works? Why is BitRewards business robust? And actually, so this is really simple. Just let me find the question real quick. Yeah. So what about the business of BitRewards? Yeah. So actually, our mission is to give all the tools that we're now selling to bring it to our merchants and to our clients, to the online businesses, to give it to them free of charge. And the only thing that they will need to pay for are the tokens with which they reward their users for their purchases and for other configurable actions. And this will allow us to expand the target audience, our target audience, by an order of magnitude. So we will make the value prop such that for the small and medium-sized businesses, there's going to be the one-stop solution, is BitRewards. And so the mechanism of the growth of the value of the token is going to be intrinsically built into our business model, regardless of the market conditions, because the demand always comes ahead of the supply in this way. Because when we're signing up the merchants, they're purchasing the tokens from us in order to give them to as remuneration for their different loyal actions, and the supply goes back from these customers that are redeeming these tokens with these merchants, or that are selling them at the crypto exchanges. So in this way, so we have the indigenous mechanism of the balance of the supply and demand, where demand is always higher, it is always larger, and it always comes first. So that's why that's what we're thinking about that, and so we need to make sure that we're signing up enough of the users. And so doing that, we already have the projections that allow us to predict the sign up of at least 5,000 merchants within 3 years. And this is extremely doable, and we're working on that. So we already secured the partnerships with several platforms that are servicing e-commerce businesses on which they can build their online stores, and they can order for other services. And we already have the agreements with these platforms that are servicing more than 1 million online stores. So in reality, it's going to be less than 1/2 of 1% is going to be enough for us to sign up in order to be like wildly successful in this market. And in 3 years, we have the projections of 5,000 stores, and they will generate the demand on the BitRewards tokens in an amount of at least $50 to $60 million a year. So you just can imagine where with this demand, where the tokens can grow. Yeah, so that's probably pretty much it. And so we might want to say that as well, that we have one of the easiest in the market settings and implementation of the platform into the online stores. The integration is super simple. We have the modules that are compatible with all the big content marketing, content management systems, such as Shopify, WordPress, Magento, Ecwid, and so on. Yeah, so sorry guys, it was an extended answer, but I just wanted to dive into some of the details on the market. Yeah, because that's a pretty sensitive question now. Yeah, so let's get to the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alex, it's I think that this one is technical from Zemersky Mark. Yeah, go ahead. That's
yeah. Hello, Alexander. I'm a young investor, and just popped in my mind in a crucial factor. How would you defend your system against bots? So let's suppose there's a person who developed a bot to give feedback on every product, and so on and so on. So the question is how we are going to protect our system from the bots. And actually, this question is a great question. Thank you for it. And what is the problem with the bots? So we think it can be divided in 2 types of problems. First type is fake actions from the bot that are trying to simulate the human behavior, the human actions to get some reward from the shops in our system. So let's say the bot may simulate a share in a Facebook, or the bot can do leave a product review, like some random characters and so on.
Some social actions.
Yeah, other social actions also. Yeah, so the bot can actually successfully simulate these things, and our answer is that nobody will be able to get some profit from the system without bringing a real value for the merchant. I mean, by saying real value, I mean without bringing money to the merchant, without buying something, or without referring a friend that buys something. And so it will be impossible to make just some fake Facebook share and to get some bit tokens and then sell them. It will be just impossible.
So it's our technology. Our technology. Yeah, and we're providing this technology to the merchants so that they will be able to validate these actions in order to make sure that they're real.
Yeah. So every bit token withdrawal from the system will be totally legitimate and couldn't be fake. So another problem with bots is about the brute force attacks. So our system relies heavily on the promo codes mechanism. So we use promo codes for giving discounts for the users of loyalty systems. And these promo codes, in theory, can be brute forced in many shops. So we solve this problem also. We provide the shops with the protection from the brute force. So if anybody goes brute force, we will block this person by their IP address, and first I will block for 5 minutes, then for 10 minutes, and so on. So we protect from this kind of threat also.
So the technology is already there. So we're already doing that now.
Yeah. And so generally speaking about the security question in our system, it's a great thing that comes out of the usage of blockchain, that every reward that has been given to anybody in our system is saved on the blockchain. That means that if the merchant rewards you with something, it can get lost. If the shop closes, it is not lost. If our platform fails for some reason, it is not lost. And this differs drastically from the current solutions.
Yeah, so the blockchain is giving actually our the zero cost infrastructure, which is completely secure in this way.
Sure.
Yeah, so these points are never gonna expire or gonna get lost.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So let's get down to the next one. The question goes from Andrea Mariani. Where do you see the BitRewards ecosystem in 1 year? Can BIT tokens become the #1 payment method accepted on the worldwide e-commerce leaders such as Amazon or eBay in the near future? Great. And the third question from Andrea, assuming the project goes well and the token grows in value, how do you think BIT can get to be widely known and trusted beyond the crypto world on the medium to long term? Great, thank you, Andrea. Then we bundled up these questions with the one from Matteo Bernabe. Where do you see BitRewards in 5 years in terms of network extension and user adoption? And Steve Elbow, are you confident you can form a partnership with online retailers such as Amazon and eBay? Amazon and eBay, they're like buzzwords here, huh?
Yeah.
If this occurs, will the value of BitRewards tokens increase drastically? BitRewards provides free tokens to customers who purchases from these online retailers. Does this mean that the tokens will no longer have any value over time since they are so easily accessible? So, yeah, okay. So thank you guys for these questions. The people want to know pretty much about the future, about the pretty much prospects and developments. And I'd like to say that we want to become actually the one-stop solution for the crypto payments in the retail industry. And we're shaping up our product in such a way that it brings a lot of value to the community, because we're opening up the crypto wallets for the shoppers literally automatically. We showed you how it works. And we're crediting these crypto wallets automatically created. We're crediting also automatically with small amounts of cryptocurrency, or BitRewards tokens. And so we're like kind of creating the new notion for the shoppers who didn't know what cryptocurrencies are. And like with that, we start educating them, and we create in this way the new demand, and we are proliferating the system. So the crypto wallets that we're creating for the shoppers, so they will start more or less using them, and they will be adopting them. And what we can say about Amazon and eBay, they are totally omnivorous, 100%. So they will use whatever their clients are using. They will go after them. As soon as they have the demand from their customers on this type of service, on the exception of cryptocurrencies for the purchases, they will do that. And already we have quite a few of their competition of quite big guys that are accepting cryptocurrency. And for instance, this is an Overstock company, which is a big online retailer, and we're speaking with these guys. They're great guys doing a great, amazing job. And so that's pretty much the answer, I think. Mm-hmm. And so actually about the future, we told that what we're thinking about the market, and actually, yeah. So maybe it's one of the most crucial things actually. Because the markets of the e-commerce businesses are huge. So we have several millions of online stores that are struggling with this problem that we're solving. And the numbers grow. Actually, everybody's thinking that everyone is now buying something online, and we're buying something online constantly. So that's why we think that it's a very widespread thing, but the statistics say that no more than 10% of all the purchases come from the e-commerce business in the retail. So online retail industry is only 7% from the total retail business. So B2C e-commerce sales topped $1 trillion for the first time in 2012 only, but since then it grows drastically. So when we think about our market, we're looking at the amounts of money, first of all, that these millions of businesses spend online each year on different conversion, loyalty, referral programs, digital gift cards, and it's at least $20 billion. Besides that, there are more than $50 billion worth of different points, miles, bonuses, store credits that are issued on the annual basis. And the most ironic thing is that more than 50% of this amount expires worthless. But it shouldn't expire. So we see that our move in the market, our opportunity in the market is with this expiring points and miles, because these are the assets. They are real assets. There's no way that they need to expire. They shouldn't. They should accumulate and they should appreciate in value. And that's what's going to be possible to make with the application of blockchain and of the cryptocurrency. So we're thinking that in 5 years, so this chart that I showed you before, that it's going to be somewhere in the already in 10 to 20 to 30%. And in this way, the adoption rate is going to be much, much higher. And we got the first mover advantage here. So I think that's the answer. Okay, let's get to the next one. Hello, Jason Miller. I'm very excited about BitRewards, not just being part of the ICO, but the entire future ahead of the platform. Many similar projects and ICOs in general make massive claims about the implementation and usage of tokens in the future. What sets BitRewards apart from all the others with regards to growing the use of the platform and bit in return? What about your approach and strategy? Will you give us, the investors, the confidence that bits will be rolled out to its intended market and not just constantly in progress with the potential of adoption? Yeah, so I think that's it's a great question. Thank you very much. And I think that we will touch upon also the question about our competition. And of course, we're constantly searching and tracking our competitive landscape. And well, first of all, we need to start that we are a real working business, and we're using also the opportunity to go to the different places and supporting our ICO in the roadshow, also to speak with our customers, to do some customer development and to make some partnerships. And we're seeing the acceptance of the BitRewards product in the markets, in different markets, in the USA, in China, and in Korea. We already have the 3 partnerships that are already super concrete. We're moving towards some concrete conclusions. We have a working business. That's what differs us a lot from quite a few of the different other ICOs that have a very interesting concept. They raise a lot of money. They raise a lot of interest from the community, but less than 5% of the ICOs really have the working product. So that's our main difference from the overall from the competitive landscape. And just speaking about the competition as the products of the rewards and loyalty, I can also say that we sometimes get mixed up with one group of competitors, and there are 2 groups who are doing rewards and loyalty. One is purely a B2B play. They are marketplaces. So what these group of competitors, such as Pluscoin and GetCoin, so they can be mixed up for something that BitRewards is doing, but it's not. So they're connecting the affiliated networks, the partner networks, such as ClickBooth, Max Bounty, and AdMeTed. They're connecting them to their marketplace, to their website, or to their mobile app. And they're receiving the cashbacks from these partner programs. And then they just exchange this cashbacks and fiat currency into the cryptocurrency, and they give it to their customers. But they have the big problem of the marketplaces, which is the user acquisition cost, which is quite high. And the average order amount and the lifetime value of the users is quite low. So it's a regular marketplace problem where it's very hard to put together the properly working unit economics. So the cost of user acquisition and user retention most likely will be higher than what they will be receiving from the users during their lifetime. So the business model, the feasibility of the business model, needs to be approved. And to prove the business model there, costs a lot of money, like millions of dollars for the marketplaces. And besides, we will have the also the marketplace inside of our system, but it will represent no more than like 5 to 10%. Of the entire system. So we will also have the marketplace of different offers and discounts inside of BitRewards apps and mobile applications.
Yeah, the marketplace is kind of easy solution, and it doesn't bring like much value for the customers.
Yeah, so it's the value is in the tools that are solving some of the problems which we touched upon already. So we're solving the problem of the merchant. So we're a B2B company, and there are quite a few of different companies who are also trying to do something like that, but they don't have the like viable and working product. So these are the companies like Consent, or they didn't show. So they've been around for more than a year now, but they haven't showed, I think. They haven't shown anything like anything resembling the product. There are also quite a few of like other guys who are trying to do something, but we're actually the only probably B2B company tapping into the e-commerce business, like specifically. We're not trying to go after the entire retail. This is also like our distinction from these guys, that we're going after the e-commerce business, which is 10 times less, but it's much, much easier to scale there. Yeah, so we're probably the only one with a working product. We're working for this particular industry. So that's why we expect quite a lot. And we can, probably.
Yeah, a quick question from the YouTube comments from the Mohamed Ahmed. The first one: how the buyer will ensure that the rewards of BIT tokens are sent or will be sent to the address of his wallet? What is the penalty that can be applied to a retailer if he is confirmed to have cheated? And the similar question about the about the cheating. Since your system is free for retailers, are there any rules to use the system? If yes, what are these rules? So what can we say? We are controlling the API that the retailers will use. So we are actually we are able to ban anybody from using the system, and we will do it if anybody cheats on our system, especially if retailer does it. So that's the answer, basically. That if anybody does bad things, we can just ban that organization from our system.
Yeah, and it's all going to be transparent and clear. So nobody's going to be able to cheat unnoticed. So sooner or later, it's going to be revealed, definitely.
Yeah, sure. We have our own support. So we receive requests from the customers who don't understand something or have some problems, and sooner or later, the persons who are fooled by anybody, if there will be such cases, will contact our support and we will fix it.
Yeah, so besides that, we're not, so we showed how the crypto wallet is going to work. So it doesn't require creation of any security keys originally before the certain threshold is exceeded. So before there's more than $100 on the crypto wallet of the shopper, we're not bothering them with any with any protection or any additional protection at all. After that, we're requiring that they are initiating the two-factor authorization for this wallet. We have this next threshold at $500 when either the users will need to reduce their balance on their wallet, or they will need already to keep their security keys for themselves. So this is done. So we think that this is a good combination of the security and utility and the user interfaces and the clear and the very transparent customer journey, because we don't want to bother with any security keys or any additional information the shoppers in the first place originally.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's about the security and about like kind of the points. So yeah, it's gonna be like pretty much impossible to lose any points or any tokens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
the next question.
Let's go down to the question of Florian Hardy. hello, where can I buy the tokens after the ICO, and what exchange will you be listed? Then the same question we bundled here from Edwin Mugi. Hi, I know you don't have the crystal ball, but do you foresee the price jumping up when we hit the exchange? Yeah, I don't know. I don't have the crystal ball.
Me too.
No, Alex has got. He showed me a couple of times. So yeah, he doesn't show it to anybody. What would you recommend as the hold period before selling your tokens? Okay, the next one is from Kima Eklov Boy. Wow. Exchanges, what do you expect to become Satoshi after listing? Is this also a question? I guess. Yeah, I guess so. Didn't get it, frankly. Hi, I have some questions for Bit. As you know, Korea has a great interest in cryptography. Yeah, we know that. We know that for a fact. We've been there for 3 times already this year, and I'm getting back there in a week. When do you think it will be listed on the Korea exchange? How do you anticipate the impact, and how much will it be listed? Yeah, thank you guys. So these are the questions about the exchanges, and yeah, so we're working on it right now. We have some limitations on how we can articulate that and how we can actually speak about it, both legally and and we have also like some financial consequences. So yes, we will be listed on the top exchanges, and we plan to do that right after the ICO. So yes, we're also working with the Korean stock exchanges and speaking with them. So I think that we can't expand on that more than I've just said. Yeah. So, but anyways, we will definitely make it so. So we're very carefully treating this process and these exercises, and like going and being listed at the exchanges. So we will definitely try to make sure that our exchange rate is the least volatile. And besides that, what I explained to you about the balance of our supply and demand over the course of time, our volatility will purely depend on the supply from the customers and the demand from the merchants. So that's why we will probably be, regardless of the market conditions, the mechanism of the growth of the value of the token is going to be balanced with our work. Yeah, so thank you. It's a great question. So it makes perfect sense. Yeah, so the question from Elena, does Mr. Trump will buy the Bitcoin? So this one is, yeah, it's pretty funny. Mr. Trump, I don't know. I don't have anything against Mr. Trump buying our Bit token. I don't know about Bitcoin, but I think that Mr. Trump is a pretty wealthy man, so he's obviously quite clever in doing business. So besides that, don't forget that he was running the Apprentice Show, which is a show for the startups and entrepreneurs. So he knows, I think, that he's quite knowledgeable. He looks probably like, and he presents himself probably worse than he is in reality, I think. So yeah, so we would love actually for him to be our token buyer, because obviously he's got a good networking, not the worst networking in the world. So I think that, yeah, if he bought our tokens, yeah, we'd be happy. Yeah, I would buy to him. I would actually sell to him and would be proud of it. Yeah, would you?
Oh, me too. Me too.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, there are 2 of us already in our team. I will ask the other one. Okay. Yeah. So the next one, how will AI improve? It's yeah. I think Alex, this one goes to you.
Yeah. That's about AI. How will AI improve throughout the years within your BitRewards platform, and will you give incentives or increases for your customers and token holders? So that's actually 2 questions
from Demery.
Yeah, from Demery. Yeah,
Demery.
Yeah, Mr. Hansel 0 Telegram.
Yeah,
all right. Yeah, thank you for the question. That's actually two questions. First about the AI. Well, AI in our system, it is about the bit recommendations subsystem. What is bit recommendations? It is a platform, it is a recommendations engine for small and medium e-commerce businesses that allows them to get recommendations for their stores. So how it works? What is the problem with recommendations for small and medium e-commerce businesses? The problem is the lack of data. They don't have enough data to train a good recommendations engine. And what we do, we combine the data from many like smaller shops into the one big data set, and then train our recommendations engine on that big data set, and then provide a free API for those merchants who contributed the data, the free recommendations API for them. So that's how it works. And to the question about the improvement of AI over time, yes, sure, it will improve because we will connect like more and more shops to that system, and the quality of the recommendations it produces will also improve. So hopefully this answers your question. And yeah, and about that, let me read again. That incentives or increases for your customers and token holders. So that's probably about the incentivization of those people and organizations who are doing something good for our ecosystem, who are increasing the demand. Yeah,
exactly.
Right?
Exactly. Yeah. So that's So that's absolutely how we're working with it. It's like a referral program, and we know how it works. So as soon as we have the service providers or standalone developers or online stores that we're seeing that they are conducive to the propagation of the BitRewards tokens and that they are expanding the demand on the BitRewards tokens, we definitely want to reward them for that. And we will be putting from 5 to 10% of the amount of the tokens that they created the demand on for the remuneration of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so let's get down to the next one. It's, and that's from Ekendete Alwasanmi. Wow, interesting. What will the BitRewards team do to make BitRewards the #1 token in the crypto world? And what do you expect from us, the community, to make this happen? Wow, thank you very much for the question. Well, we're of course are extremely ambitious, and I would say that our strategy and our tactics now, what we're already implementing today, is directed at being as connected as possible. Because in this connected world, the only concept that the winners should pursue is being as connected as possible, because this will allow to actually to proliferate and to communicate and to expand the business all over the globe as fast as possible. So that's why what we're doing now, we're opening our platform to everyone. We also would provide a rich API so that anyone, any standalone developer, any service provider or platform can create the blockchain loyalty apps on the top of our platform. Also offer it to the online stores. And so this is one thing that is API. And another thing is that we need to also be connected to different platforms and to different merchants. What's the best way? The best way is to partner with those who are already providing their service to the a lot of our target audience, and that's what we're doing. We have secured several agreements that already allow us to say that we're on the great path of completion of that task. We have now, and I think I mentioned, more than 1 million of the online retailers are serviced by the guys who we have the partnerships with. Yeah, so that's probably pretty much the answer. So we need to be in this connected world. You need to be as connected as possible, because this is actually the one thing why the giants were falling, is because they were not quick enough to the disruption, into the adoption of the change. Because we know, like we know several of the examples like that. We know Kodak, we know Nokia, who were on the cutting edge of the technology, and they had this technology in their hands. We know Radio Shack, the giants, like behemoths of their industry that dominated, and they had the entirety of the technology. The only thing why they failed is because they were slow to adopt the change, and besides, they were not listening to their community. And this is actually like the second part of the question, of your question, is that like what can the community do? And so this is probably the one thing that the community should be doing, and the brand and the company also should be doing is talking to each other. So the business needs to communicate and to have the feedback from the community. Like as much as possible. You just cannot overdo it. You cannot overwork on that task. So that's why here we will like work in the close and tight relationship with our community, with our fans and token holders, and we're already receiving a lot of the feedback, which is quite valuable. But we have one concrete actually step that we want from our community now to make, and we will be rolling out the referral program, which is the state of the art. Alex has been working on it days and nights over recent like several I don't know, days or weeks maybe already. So we will be rolling out this very powerful and very interesting and attractive referral program.
Yeah, it's like the second version of our referral program. So it will offer like a much more better condition for everybody, and it will have 5 layers. So it will be multi-level referral program. Yeah, we will announce it on the 12th of April. Yeah, so please read the news, and you will be able to earn money on attracting new token buyers for BitRewards. It's really great offer.
That's right. Yeah. So, and we're extremely excited about this referral program because we already we have the referral tool among our solutions, and it's one of the most widely adopted tools. And we're already thinking about maybe shipping up from this referral programs that we'll be offering to you guys, maybe shipping up another product inside of the line of the products of BitRewards. So, but it still needs to be well thought out. But so here's just like one of the speculation to you guys how we're thinking. Yeah. So let's get to the next one. The next question is from Marcus Tini.
Yeah.
Hello, those are my questions. Hey, Marcus. And the questions he's put together like 10 questions. Do you plan to increase it? ERC20. Let me read just those that we haven't answered yet. ERC20 is a good start for every coin. Does the team consider to build his own blockchain? That's a great question. We have answered already about ERC20, about Ethereum. Do you want to answer this? Does the team consider?
Yeah. Well, I think I'm going to answer this. Yeah. Of course, we've considered it initially because we were thinking of every option of doing a blockchain project, but we don't see a value for us in building our own blockchain. Our value is in our software and our expertise in building loyalty products. So we know what business needs, we know what we want to use, and what are the rewards that people want to get. And the blockchain is a service for us, so it is a technology. So we've considered this option, but it has no value for us, so we are not going to build our own blockchain.
And it shouldn't be. There's quite a few of the different projects that we already dwelt upon, like Neo, EOS, NEM, and first of all, Ethereum. There's probably not going to be any value in building their own blockchains because it's going to be BaaS. BaaS concept is blockchain as a service. That I think that this concept is pursued and very successfully by Ethereum Foundation today, and they got brilliant products and great minds. and like everything, like the development is like super impressive, right? So the next one from Marcus. What type of mining will use BitRewards?
Yeah.
Do you want to?
What type of mining? It's irrelevant. So we don't have mining as we are ERC20 tokens. So we are living on the Ethereum blockchain, and so we don't have the mining of bit tokens. So the bit tokens can be bought or sold on the exchanges and received as a reward from the retailers. That's how it works. No, not possible to receive bit tokens as a result of mining.
Yeah, no use, no point. Yeah, then the next one from Marcus. Will BitRewards has their own wallet? So I think that we answered that quite profoundly, that yes, we do have our own wallets, and we think that it should be done properly finally. So yeah, let's go to the next questions from the next persons. So I think that we pretty much have a lot of repeating questions here, and so this one that we just tried to bundle up, and essentially it sounds like one of the most important questions from the community is the new partnerships of BitRewards. Yeah, so let's get down to this question, and then we'll look at if there's anything else interesting left. Yeah, and to the partnerships and to our business development, I am super excited how it goes. Like again, we used our roadshow in support of our ICO to also travel in a lot of cities. So we like actually visited more than 15 cities during the recent 2 or 3 months. So we were in Beijing, in Seoul, in Shanghai, in Los Angeles, San Francisco, New York, London, Singapore, Taipei, San Juan. So like in quite a few of the places, and like everywhere we have conducted more than like, I don't know, more than 100%, like a lot of the product demo. And I'm absolutely fascinated about how the product demo work. So already now we have 2 concrete partnerships that we're literally like on the verge of signing the documents with the partners. The documents about joint venture with the partners in Korea, in Seoul, and with the partners in Shanghai who are very keen to use our products, BitRewards products, for their clients. In Shanghai, this is one of the media groups that are servicing more than 200 customers. Some of them are like big global brands like McDonald's, like Apple, Shiseido, and quite a few of the different other names. So we see the great reception, and we're so fascinated about that. So that's why we're super positive about our prospects, regardless of actually of the market conditions, because we see that the products that we're making, that they are finding its audience, and quite easily at that. So what kind of partnerships we've been able to create recently? So it's actually one of them came from our connection and from our opening of the subsidiary in Los Angeles. It's a great place. It's the perfect place to do business at. And we opened our subsidiary in the Silicon Beach. Everybody's heard about the Silicon Valley, but Silicon Beach is in LA. It's like much better weather, and it's much nicer place, like geographically. And besides, it's a very important hub. It's a very important spot to which it's very easy to reach from any point. Actually, very easy to travel. And it's 1 hour only flight from San Francisco and from the Bay Area. And we're quite excited about it. And thank you guys from Social Spaces that are actually were conducting this, and because of whom like we opened this subsidiary, and they helped us a lot. Hey Nini, hey Renat. So this partnership and this subsidiary helped us to make the partnership with Eventbrite. Eventbrite, probably like for quite a few of the people, if you're in the North America, like you most likely you know what it is, and it powers more than 3 million meetups actually, and like different events, and from simple like free meetups and family dinners to the big conferences with the price of the tickets for several thousands of dollars. So everything that's like all the conferences that are going on in San Francisco, they are all like on Eventbrite. And so we have the deep integration with these guys, and it's a very fascinating thing. It's already a working product. So now we're issuing the points, right? So for the purchases of the tickets. But like right after the token generation event, we will be able to give away the BitRewards tokens. And Eventbrite, we're also like pretty excited about this opportunity. And so we're looking forward and expecting a lot from this partnership because it's the $30 billion industry. And besides the the penetration into it is quite easy. Because what we found out that those guys that are going to the meetups and going to these conferences, quite often they have their own meetups and they're creating their own conferences, and so they are the event organizers. So that's why it's just like it's a chain reaction, and it's going to be a pretty interesting business development. So Eventbrite is the first one, and there are three more huge and interesting and big partnerships. And the second one is Warner Music, and Warner Music is top 3 labels, record labels in the world. Like I think that everybody knows Warner, right? Everybody knows what Warner Music is. And already we're quite excited because they're using our products now. And so this opportunity, so these partnerships with these guys, it also brings a lot of potential into the market because one of the most interesting use cases of blockchain, and which is pursued by quite a few of the different projects now, but was not realized, I think, and there's no outright leader there, is with the copyrights, with the like legal rights, copyrights, and licensing. So this is a huge vertical. We're not saying that it's going to be our primary one, but we're very excited about this partnership because like actually giving the bit tokens and like rewarding the authors of the songs or of some videos or of some legal of some property rights, actually remunerating them with cryptocurrency is a super interesting vertical. So, and I also want to point out that we're already like have the working product with them. The third one is TUI, and TUI, T-U-Y. So I think that also pretty much everybody knows them. These guys are the biggest in the travel industry. They have the tour operators. They have the like airlines under them. There are 6 European airlines. They have the cruise lines. Also, there are more than 1,000 hotels under their umbrella. They are like really huge. They're giants. They are also listed in the FTSE 100. So these are huge guys. Already today they're using also BitRewards, and also we're quite excited about the partnership with them. It's one of the things that we're proud of, and I think quite legitimately. And so the fourth one is GoPro. The GoPro probably doesn't need to be introduced at all. So they are they're making the best cameras, the best action cameras in the world, and probably they're the most famous brand in the world. And already now they're using our digital gift cards for GoPro, and we're extremely excited about it. And we're looking forward also to work with these guys. So we're proud and humbled.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. So and so we're happy and like super excited to announce to you these partnerships. And I can say that just servicing like in all the aspects of this world, these four big guys can just like make the BitRewards business tremendously successful. But we must also point out that the big companies are not our target audience. We're making the product available for small and medium-sized businesses, and we see the greatest opportunity right in there, because we can become the standard of industry in the rewards and loyalty systems and the incentivization ecosystem for the small and medium-sized businesses. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. So what do we want to do? I think that we need to give bonuses now to the best part.
Yeah.
Yes, and the team, our team, actually picked the winner of the one Ether worth of BitRewards tokens of 30,000 BitRewards tokens, bit tokens, and our team decided to remunerate Marcus Tini. Marcus Tini. Yeah, so he was the greatest. The great attention to detail. Marcus, thank you very much. They really well-shaped and eloquent questions, and thank you for your effort.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're pretty excited about it.
And Marcus sent us 10 questions, right?
Yes, for 10 questions.
Yeah, 10 questions, like covering like all important aspects of our business, our project.
Yeah, yeah, awesome. So, we keep going, we keep working. So, like in a week, I'm getting back to Seoul, and then from there I go to China, also to conclude these important partnerships. So we will definitely keep you guys posted about all of our developments. So we expect a lot from our platform, and we're extremely appreciative and humbled and supportive to you guys. Also, please don't forget to go on the link in the comments to this video and to fill out the Google form, which will give you 40% exclusive bonus to your contributions in purchasing the BitRewards tokens. And also, hit us up on our Telegram. Also, you will find the link in the comments to this video. And speak with us there. We're always available. We're constantly reach us out on any channel that you want. Also, we will be collecting the comments to this video and answering the questions. You will have the follow-up email with the recap and with the questions asked and with this video. And so I think that it's pretty much it. Do we have any other questions, Alex?
Yeah, probably not. We've answered all the questions.
Yeah. Great, guys. So thank you very much. We're extremely humbled and thankful for your support and for your trust. We have now more than 4,000 token buyers, and we just really treat you, our community, as the really irrevocable part of the ecosystem of BitRewards. So thanks a lot. Take care and bear with us. And please don't forget that on the 9th of April, we will have the whitelist pre-sale, which is going to be followed right away on the 12th by the main sale. So thank you. Take care, Alex.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, that was great. We'll try to do that more frequently. So bear with us, guys. Thanks a lot. Bye.